Thank you, I'm back now. The prior era, it was about file in use and so on. So it happens a lot. And in this Lab 7, we have an extra issue of copying from a file, replacing a file, deleting the file, and so on. So that's why it cannot run while I'm doing this. But now apparently it works because sometimes RDI doesn't know if you are using a file and so on, if you edited something and so on. So for the rest of this session, I'll also explain the code that we used. So to recap, we don't need to do the printer file, and for the CL program, we wrote the spooled file, the commands for the override and the spoof, and for the spooled files and so on. We also call the PGM after overriding the database file of sales staff, and we display the spooled files. This is the first one before UPD. And wrkoutq and display journal. Display journal, this is the only lab where you would use display journal because journal files are meaningful in some way. As to the RPG file, that takes a bit of explaining. So first, we take the printer file, we read the course library. There are two files to read, namely sales trans and sales staff. As I told you, we keep on writing the sales staff to the local library, which is this one, right? And now we declare, this is new, we declare a data structure. What is called as a full key? It is the composite primary key. So normally the simple primary key is just one field, but here we have two fields. So it's a composite key at departments and sales ID. So we end this, and then we declare another data structure called sales trans ds. And in this case, we must follow the same order as we have here: department, sales ID, first name, last name, city. Let's look at here we go. So city and address and phone. No, not phone. No phone. Address and then P code, postal code, and phone. It is another matter. I'll talk about this later. So we declare another data structure called sales staff data structure, and we have the same stuff basically, but without the phone. All right. Then we start writing. We start writing in the heading. So heading is right here, heading and detail. So we read from the the sales trans file. If not end of file, we have the full key, which is the department plus sales ID. And for some reason, it takes even more explaining here, but maybe I should have another file explain this other than mine. It's not that useful explaining here verbally. So we have a chain called, we have something called chain, and then a PLG. This is a PLG function called KDS. Basically, it just means using the full key here. So it's the only lab where we do this. So in the select statement, when we found sales staff entries, namely here, the 5 guys, and then we select, and when T code, okay, let's look at T code. I think T code should be T code is, I think it's somewhere in the file, but because I'm not done reading this, so let's talk about this for now. When T code is C, then we execute another subroutine called change record. It's right here. Otherwise, we delete the record. Otherwise, we have an error. If it's not found, if the T code is A, then we have add record. I know what this happens, but I need to explain this in a better way. So anyway, we have different T codes. That's in the original sales stuff, I believe. And we write the detail and so on. So in the at least half of this code was given, but I needed to fill in the subroutines here. So for add record, so you assign the sales trans ds. This is trans ds, and phone. There's an issue with phone because phone is basically numbers. So here we need another function called phone. Is assigned another function called DEC. This is decimal, and then tphone. Tphone refers to this field, and 10 and 0. So this is 10 digits and 0 decimals, right? So we write to sales TFR. And for change record, it's also the same. But instead of write, we use updates because we have write, updates, and delete here, right? So this is the full code basically, and there are multiple tricks here. Actually, it's not an easy lab itself. But anyway, because I pressed too early, we have the before UPD here. So just to see again, this is the complete file. This is before. And then I press enter. So this is sales trans. Look at this. We originally we were looking at T code CACD. So it's right here. This was the original sales trans from the course library. The reason that we copy in a driver program that we copy from the course library file. This is the original master copy. We replace every time because we need to run it again just to do the operations of add and delete and update here. This is already the original one, and you see we have issues going on. Like for some reason there's some empty stuff here. It's a mess, right? So that's why we need to do something about it, right? So after we updated, you can see that the updated reports. Originally we had 5 guys, right? But because there were some faulty fields going on, after we corrected, then it became something like this. We have 6 lines here, and because there were errors, so we marked some of them as errors, and we have a blank one, and we have 2 complete ones. And look, we only have 2 records left. And to display the after updated, you can see that we have 5 guys, right? Now we still have five guys, but there's something different over here. So we have the correct display of the phone, and the other fields as well. Yeah, along with my own name here. So this is what happens. And we ended up with 4 spool files. So we have wrkoutq again. So that's how we clean up. We have clroutq, so we clean up the spooled files. But we work out the spooled files, the new spooled files again. So that's why we have something here. Let's see what it is. So this is just what I showed you just now. This is the original one, and then updated reports. It's just a repetition. This is sales trans. Uh-oh, I made some mistake. Anyway, it's, let me close it. I'm sorry for the mess. Okay, the fourth file, it is this one. It's just safer to just scroll. Okay, so we have all of them. And lastly, we have the journal files. That's what we've been waiting for. So for instance, I want to display the first one. Okay. I can post another link on IBM's websites on how to check journals. Let's check another one. Oh, something like this, huh? Okay, this is what it is, huh? Another journal file. Okay, Lincoln. Instead of Burlington, we have Lincoln. I don't know why. But anyway, this is the journal files. All right, so we are done. So at the end of this, we can again do the display journal. This is the whole point of this lab. So here you go. So overall, we have 3 printer file already written and complete. We write up an RPG to do the operation add, change, delete, error. We have a driver program. We override things. We copy files. We do the we call the PGM. We do the spooled files and display them. We have the journal files. So that's all for this lab. Thanks.